Today I'm going to show you some products from Jones Road Beauty. Did they live up to the hype? Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Kerry-Lou and thanks for stopping by Silver Style Studio. Since Jones Road Beauty was launched in 2020, they've been sending me products to try. As some of you may know, this is makeup artist Bobbi Brown's new makeup company. I want to let you know what I think of Jones Road Beauty, what the foundation, the much touted Miracle Balm, the mascara, and the cool gloss. So let's get right into this and start with what the foundation. First, the packaging. It's glass and it's kind of heavy, which is fine if you're not taking it anywhere, but it's not great if you're on the go. There is a fragrance. It's not overpowering though. If you're familiar with Bobbi Brown cosmetics, this smells like the Bobbi Brown face base. Let's look at the texture. My first impression was that it's kind of messy. This would have been so much better in a tube, in my opinion. Jones Road Beauty recommends that you mix it before using because it kind of separates a bit. I like to use my trusty spatula to mix it. I'll use my fingers first to dot it around my face, and then I like to blend more with this flat foundation brush from my own line of brushes. I love the color. It's a good match. This color is called Light. It spreads really easy and I like the texture from my dry skin. I would say this is a light to medium coverage. This really looks as though I'm not wearing makeup, which I love. It does give a shiny look to the skin. I like that. I'm not quite sure how it would work on oily skin though. I think it might be too emollient probably. There's a slight tackiness to it. I first tried this foundation a couple of months ago. The first day I wore it, I was really happy with how it held up during the day. I wore it every day for about 10 days and I loved the way it looked. But then I found that my pores were becoming clogged and I started to break out. So sadly, I had to stop using it and my skin then returned to normal. Now, I'm not saying this will happen to everyone. I can only tell you what my own personal experience was. It's a shame really, because I really was enjoying using this foundation. Since there are so many great clean skincare foundation hybrids out there, the What the Foundation is not for me. Now let's move on to Jones Road Beauty Miracle Balm. This color is called Flushed. I must say Jones Road Beauty does give you a generous amount of product. This will last me forever. The packaging is plastic and it is so much lighter than the What the Foundation jar, so I like that. I do wish it was easier to purchase a smaller size. Sometimes they offer limited smaller sizes, but they're not always available. Nobody wants a great big heavy makeup bag, right? It has a nice clean fresh scent. It's not overwhelming at all. I do love this color. The name Flushed is very appropriate. This is available in 12 different colors. A mistake some people make when using this is that they rub a finger or two around the top to pick up the product and then apply. Now that seems like a normal thing to do. But this product has a waxy colorless layer on top, which you have to push into with a spatula to mix it up. Then I'm just going to dab it on with my fingers. This is giving a nice natural glow, but if you want more of a blush, you do have to keep adding more, which tends to make your skin somewhat tacky. Both the What the Foundation and the Miracle Balm do give you a shiny look, which I don't mind on some areas on my face, but around the center of my face, I prefer to keep it not totally matte, but not shiny either. Shiny can translate to sweaty, and who needs that? Having said that, I do have dry skin, especially in the winter. So I do like the Miracle Balm, and it's been one of my favorites for the last few months. But I have to say, the color fades after a couple of hours, so I've been using another longer lasting blush underneath it. You could even use a dot of rosy lip color. Look, here's a comparison between the Bobbi Brown Cream Blush and the Jones Road Beauty Miracle Balm. I see the Miracle Balm as more of a rosy highlighter than a blush. Maybe it just fades on me. If you've tried this, let me know in the comments and tell me how it holds up on you. My conclusion is that I do like it because I like the glowy finish and it makes my skin feel really good. But more of a rosy colored highlighter than a cream blush. Okay, mascara. Jones Road Beauty The Mascara to be exact. I've been using this for the last couple of weeks. I have used Bobbi Brown mascara in the past and I've always been impressed with them. Let's talk about the packaging. It's a nice chunky tube of mascara. I looked up how much mascara was in there and it's 14.7 grams, which is more than most mascaras. It's a big tube, large brush. I don't usually like big brushes, but I do like this one. Probably the way it's shaped. When it's new, there's a lot of excess mascara on the brush. I wish it scraped off as you pulled it out a bit more. So for the first few times I tissued off the excess, which is kind of wasteful. After about 10 applications, it started to come out just right. What I love is that even with just one coat, it really does give you nice full lashes. Look at that. There's no flakiness, no spider lashes. I can't stand those spider lashes. I've worn this all day in the summer heat. In fact, I wore it to my dentist the other day. I don't usually wear mascara to my dentist because, you know, things get messy, there's water spraying all over the place, and the mascara usually ends up all over your face. So, that was a great test. It didn't even smudge, and it's not labeled waterproof. I was so happy to find that it removes easily with just makeup removal wipes. I can't stand struggling to remove mascara at the end of the day and then waking up with raccoon eyes the next day. Look at that. Jones Road Beauty The Mascara gets a 10 out of 10 from me. I would give this an 11 out of 10. Okay, so this is Jones Road Beauty The Cool Gloss, and the color is Pink Gold Shimmer. So let me show you this. Ordinarily, I would line my lips first, but I'm going to apply this alone so you get a good idea of how the color truly is. So this looks a bit bland for me. When I first saw the package, it looked full of promise of being my favorite type of lip color, which is kind of like lips, but better. Kind of a dusky rose. Bobbi Brown used to make a color called Uber Pink, and it was my absolute favorite go-to color for years. It looked good on everyone. But of course, it got discontinued. So when I first saw this, I thought it might be another great everyday favorite, but not so much. I wish there was more pigment in it. It has a cool minty taste, which is nice, and it's not sticky, so that's good. So to be fair, I'll show you what it looks like if you apply a lip liner first. Although I do expect the lip gloss to be a good standalone product by itself. So I'll just put some gloss over the top of my lip pencil. Well, it looks nice, but to be honest, I wouldn't buy it. The cost of this is $22. I would prefer to get this Revlon gloss, which is only $10. This has been my most used lip gloss this year. Elf Cosmetics also has a great gloss for only $7. And if you know me, I will spend the money if I think it's worth it. But the cool gloss, it isn't so cool in my opinion. So that's all I have for you today. And I hope you found this useful if you were wondering about Jones Road Beauty products. Was I too harsh in this review? I feel it's important that you know what I honestly think about the products I test. I've been a Bobbi Brown fan for years, and I'll continue to show you upcoming products from Jones Road Beauty. Please let me know if you tried any products from Jones Road and what you think. Bye for now, and I'll see you next time.